Thank you, everyone. Frequency and Cece are fraternal twins. And so when I was pregnant, one of them kept kicking and jumping around all the time. So my husband Pete put headphones on my belly and played reggae music.
Hence the name Frequency Vibrations.
We shortened it to Freak.
How did you know who was kicking?
A mother knows. A mother always knows.
Are you ready for a photo op?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next NBA superstar, Frequency Vibrations.
Go ahead, son.
Thank you all for coming. We will be available for one-on-ones in the back. Good job. Well done.
Congratulations, son.
This is not making any sense. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. There's a lot of cutscenes in this game. Oh. Let's see what happens if we advance. 1 of 8. Alright. I had to calculate timing. Speaking of timing. Alright. It's only 5:19.
All right. You all know why we're here and what we came to do this year.
No?
This is only the beginning of a very long season, but Game 1 means just as much as Game 82. Now, we have some new faces here that I really expect to make an impact for us this season. We've already seen flashes of what they can do for us, but I expect all of you to go out there and execute just like we did in camp. Ain't no more excuses. It's time to get serious. If we play our brand of basketball, there's no telling where this team can go. So get out there, get warm, and let's go win this game.
Hip hip hooray!
Here we go. My first NBA game. This is something I've been waiting for my entire life. And to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. But I know this is where I belong. So I just gotta get out there and do what I was born to do. I hope I can make my family proud.
All right.
Welcome aboard, everybody. This is Wednesday Night Basketball of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Grizzlies will look to their home court advantage. Just one game here in Memphis. This game against Cleveland is the first time they've met this season. They lost both of the matchups in this interconference battle a season ago. They'd like to change that now.
Yeah, and a bit of a revenge game for them as they were swept in the two-game season series from last year.
And you know, they might not be in the same conference, Greg, but as with any top team, they want to show they can compete with the best teams out of conference, too.
It's been a nice clean game, huh?
So Cleveland will get the first possession.
Whoa! Okay.
Taking to the hardwood as we'll get to watch the first official NBA appearance from Hines.
Yeah, and whether he has friends and family in the crowd tonight or watching at home, I know a lot of people are proud of this young man. He's worked so hard to achieve this goal.
Yeah, and the future's bright for him, Greg. Not just tonight and not just this season, but for years to come.
Now with Freak Clark, there was a question whether he would stay another year in college. Really was a tough decision for him, but he ended up coming out after his freshman year.
And Kevin, it's really hard to blame a guy like Freak for doing that. I mean, he's clearly NBA ready, and he's putting a lot at risk for every year he stays in school when he could be on the NBA clock.
And here we see the debut of Freak, the kid from Harlem. His first time on an NBA floor, and Clark, it's a moment that he's worked very hard to achieve, and his family has got to be proud.
Extremely so, Kevin. It's been a long journey for him, but every level along the way, he's found success. High school phenom, playing for a college championship. I wouldn't bet against this kid on anything when it comes to basketball.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. The Grizzlies trail by 6.
And for Kevin Love last season, he didn't want to be called a stretch 4, but the numbers suggest he was exactly that. Nearly 1 out of every 2 shots he took was from 3, a much higher ratio than at any other time in his career.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Shumpert passes to Love. There's 49 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Can't connect from short range. The Grizzlies have gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession. Cleveland leading by 4. Williams kicks to Love. Back to Williams. Thompson dishes to Jefferson. Cleveland moving the ball around. And Kevin Love, the bucket with the assist by Jefferson. And it's 9 points for Kevin Love. And for Memphis, they're shooting around 46% at this point. Freak kicks to Lee. Pass to Wright. Now the feed to Freak.
God dang it.
That's an air ball. Not even close. Passes it to Love. 3 seconds left, and that one's good. Love's got 11.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And you factor in his height advantage, it's almost unfair.
All right, fans, let's get up. Let's get wild. Well, earlier we sat down with Freak and asked him about playing in his first NBA game.
You know, I've thought about this moment my entire life. Now that it's finally here, the feeling's pretty crazy. But I know it's just the beginning. I got a lot of hard work ahead of me to get to where I want to go, to be the best player and the best teammate I can be. But this is an exciting first step, no doubt.
You know, Clark, you don't see that kind of perspective from most rookies, do you?
You really don't, Kevin. I mean, I really like...
Playing with the new group for the Cavaliers. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. At the 2 is Lee with Allen at the 3. Wright is out there with Marc Gasol. And it's Hines in at the 1. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Tony Allen. That's his first foul.
Oh, man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Up the floor. He kicks it to Freak. Goes back on. Thompson with the rebound.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder, how much can they win by?
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it, you can see it, in part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good. You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
Nobody near Williams. The three-pointer off the mark.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Allen against Williams. 6 to shoot. And that one's good. Right. You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
Yeah, and Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
Oh, and what a feeling it's got to be as we get to see the very first NBA bucket from Hines.
Yeah, and he's playing it cool right now, but let me tell you, I'm sure that basket means the world to him. There's nothing like the first one.
My thought is he's probably just happy to have it out of the way. I mean, no more waiting and wondering when it'll come. Those first points are finally in the rearview mirror.
Outside jumper. Outside Williams. Thompson sets the pick for Williams. Back to Shumpert. Launches it. Does not score again. That's his fourth miss against one make. And we've reached halftime in this one. Cleveland ahead. They lead by 13. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
Oh, boy. Alright, listen up.
Okay, everybody, pay attention. We definitely got some stuff to go over from the first half. We're not going to let this game get away from us. All right, fans, let's get up, let's get ready.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
Excellent game we've seen from Kyrie Irving.
It's going with almost an entire new group here. Stokes is checked in for Randolph. Barnes comes in for Green. Vince Carter, he's checked in for Allen. And Freaks up in for Mike Conley. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, down low, it's Love and Mozgov. J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. And it's Irving at the guard position. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Cleveland.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think you also have to give them a lot of credit for how well they've risen up to meet shooters, to challenge shots in this game. A lot of blocked shots tonight.
And we know that Marc Gasol was one of the most sought-after free agents this past summer. Clark, all along, most figured he'd be back in Memphis.
Yep, a winning team, max dollars. And don't forget now, he went to high school in Memphis while his brother Powell played there. He's where he belongs.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Mozgov. Jefferson comes in for Kevin Love. Harris is checked in for J.R. Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving.
Get off me, dude.
Jefferson against Barnes. Dishes to Gasol. On the money from 12 feet away. Gasol's got 4 points this quarter.
Marc Gasol, a first-time All-Star starter last season. He and his brother Powell both started in that game. The first time that's ever happened in league history, and having both those guys go head-to-head.
Carter kicks to Freak. The dish to Stokes. Memphis moving it around. And that one's good. Barnes
took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Oh, listen, there's no doubt you could argue Marc Gasol is the best center in the league right now. I mean, this guy does it all. Defends, rebounds, passes, scores. I mean, he's also a great teammate. They all love him. And to me, that matters in the big picture. When you're talking about developing chemistry and trust, sometimes the difference between winning and winning it all is whether or not your teammates like you.
You know, they're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Yeah, but they've separated themselves, Clark, in a number of categories, rebounds just being one of them.
Zach Randolph is checked in for Memphis. Cleveland also making some changes. Kevin Love's checked in for LeBron. And it's Williams in for Matthew Dellavedova. Stokes, the shot is off. Nice D from Verejao. For Cleveland, they've gone only 6 of 14 from the field in the fourth.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Cavaliers.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today, you know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the